43 people almost died that night. The smell of burning houses still sticks in my nose, mixed with screams and scratching at a metal gate that trapped them inside. 3 months before, I came home from seeing my daughter to find that gate. A fancy, $2 million wall blocking my way to Lake Superior. That path was my special place, my daily walk since my wife died. The HOA president had a mean smile and waved papers with my name on them. I could have just walked away and started over, but I fought back. And on October 15th, when 17 big HOA houses caught fire, that gate that was meant to keep me out became their prison. I ran into the fire to save them, for her, for what's right. My name is Samuel Carter. I'm 61, a retired Army worker who moved to this beautiful place 12 years ago with my wife, Elizabeth. We bought this land for one dream, to watch the sunrise by the water every morning. Our house papers from 1952 promised we could always get to the lake. Elizabeth died 3 years ago from cancer, and those walks became my way to feel close to her. They were like going to church, my way to stay connected to her and those golden sunrises. But a big company HOA run by Victoria Langley thought they could put up a wall. Not while I'm around. It started when I got back from Seattle and found the gate. Victoria, who's 52 and used to be a lawyer with a fake smile, showed up in her white fancy car with 2 men in suits who looked scary and legal. Her husband Charles owned a big building company called Great Wave Development, something we should have wondered about when she became HOA president. "Mr. Carter," she said sweetly, holding a folder, "we need to talk about how you're using HOA land illegally." Illegal? My family has walked that path since President Eisenhower was in charge. I held onto Scout's collar, my 7-year-old German, shepherd that Elizabeth gave me before she died, as he growled. Victoria showed me a paper with my signature that looked perfect, except I never signed it. I was in Seattle. The truth hit me like a punch. They stole it from Elizabeth's medical papers when she was dying in the hospital. Victoria smiled bigger as she said my right to use the path was over, and my doc was dangerous and had to go. As her group left, I saw my security cameras that I put up after Elizabeth died were spray-painted black. This wasn't just about taking land. This was war. I called my neighbor Jack Sullivan, a retired Chicago police officer who moved here for peace. "They're trapping you, Sam," he said, sounding suspicious. "I bet they messed with the cell phone towers while you were gone." Maybe it sounds crazy, but now I could see the pattern in everything they did. At my house, the front door was slightly open even though I locked it when I left and checked it 3 times. An old Army habit. Scout stopped and got angry, growling. Inside, I found Carla Mendez, my housekeeper for 10 years, holding Elizabeth's jewelry box that she took from my bedroom safe. She didn't look ashamed at all, just cold and mean. "She owns you now, Samuel," she said, then walked past me saying, "You should have taken the money." The next morning, 5 lawsuits showed up. HOA nonsense about my deck, my father's dock from 1975, even Scouts barking. Each one wanted lots of money, a plan to choke me financially. Jack looked at the papers and whistled. "They're burying you in costs. Classic move." My bank accounts were frozen, my insurance was canceled, my credit cards didn't work at the grocery store. The hardware store where I'd shopped for 10 years banned me. "Victoria is our biggest customer," the owner mumbled, not looking at me. I was being erased. It got worse. Carla wasn't really Mendez. She was Victoria's niece, planted for 10 years to spy on me and report back. Jack found tiny cameras in my home, even one in the frame of Elizabeth's wedding photo, watching my sadness. My notary confirmed the fake signature matched Elizabeth's medical forms, but the notary who was supposed to witness it had died in a car crash weeks before. The evidence was disappearing. Then my daughter Emily called, sounding stressed. "Dad, maybe you should sell to avoid all this trouble." Her boyfriend Ethan, a tech guy I never trusted, had suggested it. Something felt wrong, like she was reading from a script. That night, Scout went crazy outside. I ran out to find Ethan in a big digging machine, grinning as he destroyed Elizabeth's memorial garden, her roses, her ashes, our memories. "Nothing. Personal, Mr. Carter," he sneered. But Emily's better off without you here. I stood there shocked as Scout tried to attack him and he drove away, leaving my special place in ruins. Emily was involved, whether she knew it or not. Jack and I dug deeper. Great Wave's plan wasn't just my land. It was a $500 million computer center under Lake Superior, using the lake's cold 50-degree water for cooling. My property was the key piece. Without it, they'd face years of delays because of protected wetlands. The IRS came after me for taxes, and Scout was poisoned with lab chemicals meant to kill. A photo tucked in his collar showed Emily sleeping in her Seattle apartment with a red ink threat. Stop or she's next. I called, but Ethan answered casually, claiming she was in a meeting. Jack's eyes warned me to stay quiet. We couldn't let them know what we knew. My old Army friend Pete Larson, a gas worker, found fresh digging near my land. Illegal gas lines poorly installed, like a bomb under the frozen ground. If this leaks, he warned, the whole neighborhood will explode. Victoria kept piling, on more fines and threats. My community turned against me because of Great Wave's influence. At Elizabeth's grave, I almost broke, whispering to her headstone, maybe I should give up. But her voice, real or in my head, snapped me back. Not yet, soldier. Colonel Henry Tate, now a state lawyer, took my case. This is organized crime territory, he said, looking at Pete's gas line photos. A land surveyor confirmed my property lines, showing the gate itself was on my land. Then we got a breakthrough. The old HOA president's grandson found hidden files. Project Northern Tide, a 50-page plan to steal 500 meters of shoreline. Great Wave had bribed judges, put in fake HOA leaders, and forced out 47 families. My name was circled. Military background. Widower. Exploit grief. They'd even predicted suicides as business costs. Elizabeth's name appeared too, marked successful. Intervention 10 years ago. Had they caused her cancer? The thought burned as I dodged someone trying to kill me. A truck hitting my car while a dash cam filmed not the road but me. Jack spotted County Commissioner Greg Palmer in the reflection, laughing. I pretended to give up, packing boxes and calling Victoria's realtor, letting her cameras watch. Behind the scenes, Tate filed charges and the FBI got ready to raid Great Wave. But at 2:47 in the morning, a gas leak hit, thick and choking from Great Wave's illegal drilling. Scout barked frantically as I called 911. Fire trucks came, but Victoria blocked the gate, demanding HOA permission in her fur coat, caught on body camera. Those last minutes were deadly. I ran door to door with Scout limping beside me, dragging. People out, old Mrs. Thompson, Maria Lopez's kids, neighbors in pajamas holding photo albums. At 3:14 a.m., a spark lit the gas. The first house exploded, then 16 more, a firestorm fed by frozen soil and freezing cold weather. The $2 million gate melted, trapping people inside. Fire tornadoes danced, windows broke, trees caught fire. I kicked indoors, carried kids, found my way through smoke by Scout's barks. 41, 42, 43 saved. Victoria's mansion was last. Her fireproof panic room became a death trap, pulling in smoke. 12 axe swings broke the steel door. I carried her out, collapsing as her third floor caved in. You saved me, she gasped. Guess I'm the better neighbor, I said, exhausted. Mrs. Thompson died from a heart attack. 17 homes were ash. Emily called, drugged and slurring. Dad, help, Ethan's dead. She arrived hours later, crying. Ethan, Great Wave's spy, had fallen for her and tried to warn us. They shot him in Seattle. The FBI swarmed in, finding emails about every bribe, murder, and plan to poison the Great Lakes. Security footage showed Victoria in Elizabeth's hospital room 10 years ago. Her death wasn't cancer, but murder. Potassium chloride to silence her report on Great Wave. Rage filled me. At the hospital, a laser pointed toward Emily's room. I shouted, "Gun!" as the window broke. Emily pushed me aside. Taking a bullet meant, for me, losing her left hand's use and her computer programming career. The trial was huge, 73 charges from murder to environmental terrorism. Victoria confessed to every crime. She got 35 years, Charles got 45. Greg Palmer died of a heart attack. 14 HOA members got 5 to 15 years. Carla got 3, writing me, "I'd scrub your porch to make up for what I did." I won $4.7 million. The gate was torn down. The HOA dissolved. Emily switched to environmental law. Jack became sheriff. Scout became a therapy dog. The Morrison Act protected homeowners nationwide. A year later, at Elizabeth's memorial by the lake, I scattered her ashes as the sunrise glowed gold. "We won, baby," I whispered. Now I walk to the lake daily, path clear, neighbors sometimes joining. Great waves' greed burned them, but justice burned hotter. Let them try again.